for it. Oh, this is stunning. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Bobby Drives. Now, I'm sure a lot of you car enthusiasts agree with me on this, that you all love an M3, but comment below if you think I'm wrong. I think that is the best M3 to date. We've gone through 5 generations, but nothing is exceptional the way this is. The power, the looks, the stance on the road. I mean, those wide arches, absolutely love it. I used to own an M3 many years ago. I wish I never sold it. They absolutely are beautiful. They're collector's cars, and I'm going to be taking you around the whole car, giving you a tour, and talk about all the cool features and why I love the car. Now, as we are outside, I think it's best I start with showing you the features from outside, starting with that hood scoop. Now, that is only an extra in the M3. It just shows how aggressive the engine is. If you see that in your rear view mirror, it basically means move out the way and let this M3 come through. If also you look at the bumper is also very aggressive, very different. If you did, well, I'll explain. BMW do also make a special edition version of this, which is called a CSL. And the CSL actually has one big air intake right there, which lets air right into the engine, giving it a bit more power. That's basically a stripped out version. It's got a bit more BHP, more of a track car. It is stunning. You'll also notice on the rear boot, it has like a boot spoiler, which is slightly like an arch, and that's where the CSL is unique. But we're going to keep going around this car. Now, another thing I want to show are these wheels. Now, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They've got the black insert, if you can see right there. And then this is all diamond polish, so when the sun's on it like it is today, it is absolutely beautiful. Another thing I want to show is the size of these wing mirrors. I mean, look, I put my whole hand on it. They're absolutely huge, but again, causes a bit more aerodynamics where the wing goes straight over, but I think they are really, really nice wing mirrors. Let's take you around to the rear. Excuse me, I'm just actually using my gimbal for like the first time, so I'm still getting used to it, so bear with me. Now, as we will make our way towards the rear, you'll notice how big these arches are. I've got to admit, I personally think the best colour in these E46 M3s is actually silver, because then you actually get to appreciate these lines. I mean, if you go to a normal 3 Series E46, they will not have these sort of arches. They just stick out, giving that real aggressive look and more presence on the road. The back wheels actually are deep dish compared to the front. You'll see that they are slightly bit deeper in the middle. Fronts are not as deep. These are running 255s, 35, 19-inch alloys. Again, you will actually see the brake discs inside. They are vented and pitted. I mean, for a car with this sort of power, you need to be stopping rather quickly. Moving on to the rear, which I really love, are these 4 exhausts. Now, I think already I've told you about the road presence that this gives. You should wait to hear the noise that these exhausts make. Why I think it's extra special, because the predecessor, which was the E46 M3, mind you, it still had 321 brake horsepower, straight 6, still really, really fast. That only had a double exhaust on the left-hand side. But having a quad exhaust on E46 with this big fat rear bumper, it just really gives you that road presence. But wait till you hear it. Mental, right? Crazy. Also, I mentioned the colour. Now, this is a carbon black, so most of the times it actually does look black, but if you get into the sunlight, like right now, you can just see a bit of blue coming through. So it's really nice. When the sun's on it, it's like a really dark blue, but then generally speaking, it does look black throughout. Again, coming back to those arches, the way that they stick out. Absolutely beautiful. Whilst we are here, I'll show you the front lights. Now again, they're not really special by today's standards, but back then, 2003, what's that, 16 years old this car is. These were xenon headlamps. Really lit up the road really well, and they still do a fantastic job today. You know, I've just realised, it's hit me then, this is a 16-year-old car. And it's a growing asset. These are now becoming collectors. A lot of people are going after this. I wish I never sold mine, because really, for what I sold mine for, this car is actually worth double today. So if you got an M3, if it's pristine, keep a hold of it. Another cool feature I'm going to show you. Now I've got a key in my hand, which most cars you can just press the unlock button and the windows will come down. But in this one, these side gills come out, if you can just see, just there. Why? Now here's a question. Why doesn't a newer M3 or the M4 have them? They're just panes of glass where, like how BMW went an extra mile for this one. I think that's just brilliant. I will also mention that this is actually a facelift. So what that does mean, you get a LED rear lights. Now, if this was a non-M3 and say if you had a 330 or 325, you'll actually get updated front lights where they actually kind of tick upwards on the corners. But being an M3, they decided to keep that beefy look, and I think that was right. For this car, it's better. Guys, I just realised my hair looks a bit silly, doesn't it? So, ignore that. But I want to tell you about the specs of this engine. So being a M3, it has to be quite special. It's running 343 brake horsepower with 296 pounds of torque, meaning it'll get you 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds with electronically limited 155 miles an hour. Now, 13 years ago, that was pretty much record breaking. But even today, I mean, I just drove this here now. Compared to my car, the way it sounds, the way it handles, the steering wheel, the response that you get, oh, it's just sublime. And whilst we are on the specs of the engine, I thought I'd show you a quick video of the engine bay. Now that is also a straight 6, naturally aspirated, no turbos, no superchargers, just pure power, how cars were used to be made. Nowadays you can get a 320 diesel, which is a 2 litre 4-cylinder with a turbo, and they fly. But you know what, a naturally aspirated engine like this, you just can't beat it. Now this is factory fitted, you do get a strut base, you also do get one in the rear. They don't come in all of the BMs, they only come in the M3s. But it's just nice to have a quick look through the bay so you guys can get a good view at home. I mean, what a lump and what a beast. Another thing worth mentioning is that this car is sitting slightly lower than how you'd get them out of factory. The current owner has put I-back springs on them with Bilstein shock absorbers, and it just sits a little bit closer towards the road. Guys, I've got too many things to say about this car, but not enough's coming out. You've just got to go and test drive one, and then you know what I mean. And loads of car fanatics will say this is a proper BMW. The way that it feels, the way that it handles, absolutely sublime. Yes, you've got the M4 which has come out, and you've got the E93 M3. Oh, an E93 M3 is actually quite special. I think I should mention that, because that is a V8, naturally aspirated. Whereas the M4, they've gone back to a straight 6, but they put a turbo in there. Being a bit more economical, which really, face it, we will have to get there one day, so better start now. So guys, I'll show you a quick little view of the inside. So this is the inside. I'm going to go in a bit more detail in a minute when I get in the car, but I thought I'd just give you a quick little peek from the outside. Black leathers, got the silver trimming. Love these dials, which I'll show you a bit more in a second. And this also is the SMG gearbox. So you've got the paddle shifts on here. It is a single clutch, one of the first ones that BMW did, but surprisingly it still works really well on this car, which you will find out in a minute. Let's start her up. Now the car's already warm, but if you can just see, there's an orange light right here. This goes all the way up to just after 4,000 revs. So what that basically means, because it's a beast, this car, when you start the cars up in the morning, it won't let you go past 4,000 revs until the engine's got a bit warmer. And as it gets warmer and as its temperature goes up to 75 degrees, these colours actually start to fade away down to this last one here. So now you can go full rain on this car because it's fully warmed up. As I mentioned before, you've got the paddle shifts, downshift, upshift. So guys, this is the gearbox. You push it to the right, and as soon as you push it to the right, it gives you the option of driving this car in automatic. I mean, you don't have to use the paddle shifts, but if you do want to go into manual mode, you just hit the downshift or the upshift and you'll see that goes into gear 2. But if you want to be a bit of a lazy driver, you just push this back to the right and it's back into automatic. Another cool feature is this is for the gear ratios. Basically, the lower the number is, the more time it takes for the gears to come in or go from gear 1 to gear 2. The higher it is, your gears will go from gear 2 to gear 3 to gear 4 really quickly. And you can see it's actually displayed on this little screen just here. So I'm going down and I'm going up. Now here's a cool feature. There's a sports button here which basically stiffens up the suspension, makes your throttle response much shorter. If I press that and I turn off the traction control, which you shouldn't really do, put it into manual, you'll notice I've now got an extra bar. So you'd want to take it all the way up there, and now that is basically ready for launch control. So this car can actually do launch control. I wouldn't probably do it because you could blow the clutch, burn it out, but the option is just there. But for now, we won't be doing that. So I'll turn sports off, turn the traction control back on, and we'll take it back down. We'll be sensible for now. The rest of it is very, very BMW. You know, you've got the silver finish, it's black leather throughout. I will mention on these particular seats, now, being the M3, they are extra soft. These are like soft leathers, and what you'll notice, the headrests are embroidered with the M logo as well. Going through the rear, pretty much just black leathers throughout. You've got your extra bits like, you know, your heated seats, your climate control. This does come actually with the Harman Kardon speakers. So as you can see, the current owner likes his music and he's obviously put it on a boost, which gives it a bit more bass and a bit more power. It's luckily it's got the big widescreen TV. Now, not all of these came with them. It may look a bit old to you now, but back then this was a huge extra. And I'd also say, if you are going to buy one of these, try and go with the big TV screen. It just kind of sets the car off a bit more inside. Another cool feature is, if you put it into reverse, the mirror here comes down. I mean, how helpful is that? I know cars nowadays pretty much all do it, but 16 years ago, put it back into neutral, and it goes back up where it should be. Another nice feature. Just thought I'd get a bit of a driving video, why not? So guys, now we're going to take it for a drive. This car is fantastic. So we're going to take it for a drive, just tell you about it as I go along, and it might be quiet sometimes because I'm actually focusing on the road as well as trying to talk. But it's just to give an experience of the inside of the car as we drive. And straight away, if I drop it into gear 2 and I give it a flat, you hear that noise. Oh, beautiful. Let's take it around here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open the windows so you can actually hear it a bit more. Didn't realise the camera. Now, I'm really sorry about it, guys. I didn't realise I had a camera mount on the window, so when I put the windows down, the camera went with it too. But what I wanted to show you is just basically listen to the sounds. I've got the windows open now. I'm going to floor it. a machine. Oh God, what a machine. Honestly, words can't describe it. And if you heard that noise from the engine, you know what I mean by it's a very tinny, metally sound, not a deep bassy sound. But that's what we really want. I'm gonna put the window down again because I'm gonna show you another thing. I'll go into gear 2. Like I said, that sports button there. I'm just gonna my throttle's at the same place. If I press sports, look at that. Don't know if you can hear it, but it brings the car to life. It's just beautiful. At the same time, I can knock the gear knob to its right, and I'm back in automatic, making it quite a nice drive. I'll turn the gear ratio down so it changes nice and smoothly into the gears as opposed to hitting them right in. But now I'm in automatic, driving as normal. The disadvantage that you do have is in automatic, say you're at traffic lights and you're on a hill, the car won't really roll back. If it does, it'll roll a little bit forward. With this car, it's actually a semi-manual, so what that actually means, it will roll back. So you've got to treat it that, yes, it'll change the gears for you, but at the same time, it's not going to do everything for you. Now let's go onto the main road. So it's a fine car as an automatic. It's a really fine car as an automatic. Being a single clutch, it's not as smooth as some new cars you get, or like you'll get with the Audis or the Volkswagens when you get DSG gearboxes, double clutches. I mean, they are brilliant. But this, for again a 16-year-old car, I think it's phenomenal. You can't really fault it. Now, I don't think you're going to get great miles to the gallon. You probably get about 15, 16. When I had mine, I was getting about 12. Showed what sort of driver I was. But that's what you pay. If you have a car like this, it's going to be juicy. It's going to be expensive to run. There are times when you can drop it 2 gears and go, oh, that sounds just absolutely beautiful. I've actually turned the sports off because the car's fast enough the way it is. I don't need to keep it all in sports mode. Thanks to its owner, he's actually kept it in really good condition. Kept it serviced regularly. It's got new brake pads on it. The tyres are relatively new. Guys, I just can't get enough of this engine. So the owner of this car has actually got my car at the moment. We've swapped cars for the day, and I feel like saying to him, do you want to keep my car? It's really good on fuel. Sell it to him. But this car, I just want. Let's open that window. Let's hear that. Oh, you're in the downshifts. Listen to it. And if you can hear it, the upshifts. Oh. It leaves me speechless. I've got no words for it. Got no words for it. I think we'll give that one more time, and I think we'll call it a day. Absolutely, just a beaut. See all those lights. Hope you enjoyed that. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I just wanted to share the passion I have for these particular M3s, the E46s. I think they are really special, love them. I want to give you a tour of the inside, the outside, and take it for a drive so you can hear what it sounds like and the smile that it put on my face. Honestly, really special cars. This is only my second video, so I am going to be getting some more content, some more cool cars out there. So keep watching, and if you really did like it, please subscribe to my channel, give me the thumbs up button. Thank you for all your support, and please follow me on my Instagram, which is Bobby Drives. For now, I'll see you later, and keep tuned for the next video. See you later, guys.